What up, though? What up, though, everybody? My name is Marisha, and I am an epitome of Lukumi Santeria. Um, it's crazy how I ended up here, and sometimes I can't believe I am here. Uh, but I need a safe space, and I need to be able to find out what's happening with me. Um, I'm at a place where I really want to experience something new, but I'm not quite sure how to get there. And um, I'm hoping that maybe if I get back on my tarot journey, uh, that these cards can provide that comfort and the love that I feel like I'm missing, um, and even the direction. So I don't know if I'm going to be here by myself, or maybe along this journey, someone may stumble upon this and, maybe see a little bit of themselves uh, through what I'm currently experiencing. Um, but we got to start somewhere, right? So here we go. All right, it's been a minute since I've done a full read on myself, so I might be a little rusty. Who knows? But we got to start somewhere, right? We got to start somewhere. What they say, post the content, right? Just post the content. So that's where I'm at. Okay, and the title is "Yo, what the fuck is happening?" Okay, that's what the fuck I need to title this shit. You know what? We gotta watch the language, right? We got to, because the kids might end up watching. Lord, yes. What's happening right now, ancestors? What's going on with what is happening? What is happening? What is happening? I'm so glad that the weather is finally breaking, and so the seasonal depression is subsiding. Uh, but now I'm finding out that it's expensive to go outside. So, child, let's see what we gonna do with that. All right. So the overall energy is the magician. Okay. So whatever needs to happen, I gotta make it happen. And I guess I got the tools for it too, huh? Here we go. So let's see. We got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. We got the Seven of Cups in reverse. And we got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so let's start here. Well, this is interesting. Oh wow. The Three of Pentacles in reverse. I've It's so crazy because I'm in a place right now where I feel like I have damn near completely like stopped how I like used to practice. But not only how I used to practice, like just the things that I focused on for like the last almost like 15, 20 years of my life. Um, Before I started my spiritual journey, I was in the process of trying to become a doula. I wanted to be a birth worker. Excuse me. No, I got mine. They need to get done, child. This is the gel polish. Um, and I spent like about 13 years um, really preparing myself career wise, getting, a lot of on the job training, certifications, licensing, um, even, took the, I guess you can say, leap of faith and quit my job to go into a full time doula practice. Um, I was really, really under the mindset that I was going to retire as a doula. Maybe even possibly go into midwifery. Um, I remember at one point I had considered opening a breastfeeding friendly childcare center, thought about being an international board certified lactation consultant. Like, I wanted to be a program manager developing programs, maternal and child health programs, especially programming that was specifically aimed by giving pregnant women in low income communities free prenatal care. That was my dream, right? And through the work of my ancestors, I was able to actually get to that point to become a certified doula. And then I became a doula. And I experienced the realities of what it meant to be a doula. And I experienced that the rose colored glasses being tossed out, lifted from my eyes. It wasn't until I became a doula that I realized that half of us was basically living in poverty. It wasn't until I became a doula that I recognized that the reason why some of us have been able to buy homes and do the work that we do is because we're married. Like, we have a partner to help offset the cost of the fact that, our income alone may not be able to, afford us those things. I hit the reality that as a doula, I will literally be starting my pay scale over. So I was only making a third of what I would have brought in if I would have just kept my job. Right? But then if I would have kept my job, I would not have been able to practice as doula. I had to be met with the reality that not all doulas truly believe in, ensuring that all moms are given their informed choices and even their desired outcomes when it comes to their pregnancies, and that you will not only see that, but then you will also, sometimes you will face pushback, and then also sometimes they will even try to humble you into accepting that fact. I accepted the reality that a lot of people only really hired us because they had the money and it sounded trendy to include in their birth plan. Yes, it was people who were literally paying thousands of dollars for a service that they didn't even really know that they were paying for. And even the thousands of dollars is something that we need to tackle. So I fell into almost like a depression, trying to figure out how is it that I am now starting to resent the very career choice that I've been desiring for more than a decade and have spent all this time preparing for. And now that I've moved back home, and well, not at home, but moved back into the city that I was born and raised in, and then having to transition out of it just so that I can be able to gain my financial stability, a part of me really doesn't know what to do next. Like, I'm still lost because I'm still trying to figure out what happened there and why my feelings changed. I'm still having to work through the trauma of having basically a failed business. And, even in trying to rid the shame of knowing that, like, something that you wanted so badly did not work out. Things that something that even you had to defend to say that this was something that was worth going into. I have to be okay with the fact that I wasn't successful with defending that. I wasn't. Am I proud of the work that I did? Yes. I learned so much. And I take every bit of those experiences with me into the work that I do now. But there's still that space that I guess is empty, to where it just goes into, like, okay, well, what's next for me in the midst of this, right? And that even goes into my even spiritual life. I've gone through so much trying to basically get to where I am now. And I've had to sever so many relationships because of decisions that were made by other people. And of course, even decisions that I made by me, because, of course, things had to end. But it has left me very scarred. And, just like how they say in the church, the faith of a mustard seed. Right now, I'm at the faith of an alligator pepper. It's like a little tiny ass. Okay, I only got but so much left in me to move forward in this. Especially when, again, you believed in it so much. I believed in practicing African religion. I believed in being able to preserve the history of our ancestors. I believed in that. But what I wasn't expecting is that being able to practice in these religions also meant that I still had to deal with bullshit that comes with the human experience of dealing with other fucking humans. Right? Like, and especially when you have been kind of in this whole assumption that the only evil people that exist in religions are those that are part of Abrahamic religions. But no, that's not quite true. Evil people can exist in every religion, including the African traditional ones. And I've had to learn how to take my feelings out of this. Especially when, and I feel like this is kind of going over to the Seven of Cups in reverse. I used to be under the impression that religion is supposed to be able to provide comfort. Religion is supposed to provide community. It's supposed to provide love. It's supposed to provide all these things, right? But in reality, I'm starting to realize that religion is really supposed to be a system that helps you become the best person that you can be. It's supposed to be a system that is supposed to help you progress forward. Not be a source of love and comfort, especially a religion like Ifa. I mean, and people can take however they want to take it. I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to watch my language. But ultimately, community doesn't matter if the system is not working for you. Loving the religion is not going to matter if the religion is not working for you. Being performative or going through initiations and getting these titles will mean nothing if the religion is not working for you. And too many times I've had been in positions where people have tried to misdirect me in believing that things were going to work for me as long as I, got with them and trust them and do all these things, and then only to find out that the only person that was benefiting from it was the person that was able to misdirect me. I wasn't really benefiting from them, and I damn sure wasn't benefiting from these religions. And so now I'm being forced on my last leg to depend on this last piece of something that I have, and that is my Arula and my warriors. I have to be okay with depending on people that I don't trust. It's a sad reality to be in, but that's where I am right now. Because I haven't really been given a true reason to trust people. Everybody wants to say, believe me. I've heard it many times. And I have to come with the they want me to come under the assumption that, yes, you're going to be absolutely different. And I guess I'm at the point where I'm not trying to set myself up to be disappointed anymore. I have to say that. That's the reality of things. The reality of things that even in African traditional spaces, just like in any other space, fat phobia exists. You will constantly be reminded about your weight. And apparently don't let your Odu be connected to an aesthetic that's supposed to be tall and slim, because you're going to always be reminded of that. So yes, I have to face the reality that my weight will always be a problem for people. Like, people really, really will judge you because you don't look how they feel like you should. And it's sad because a lot of people ain't thinking about your health. You're the only person who's gonna give a fuck about it. And it's very unfortunate to learn how much aesthetic impacts people's experience and can even impact people's ability to progress. And that's a harsh one to accept. It's very harsh to accept that you have lived a life where you've realized that I don't think a lot of people really care that much about you, girl. I mean, you were in close proximity to them. You were, you offered yourself up a lot, which is why they, felt like they could be able to take advantage, because if anybody can do it, it's going to be Marisha, because she's the one that's always available to help. And the fact that I've been around so many people that didn't even know me. They weren't even trying to get to know who I was. Also having to sit in a reality that sometimes the people who are the messiest in your life, that be trying to get you out of your spot, be the same, out of your spot. They're the same ones that will try to criticize you, spiritually bypass you. So many things. I really had to recognize people and even hold myself accountable for being that naive. There are some people out here who really will take credit for your shit. Take credit for your journey. Take credit for your success. I learned you really got to be careful as to who you hype up and who you put a battery in, especially when it comes to wanting to support somebody's platform, because that shit might be some bullshit too. God, this is going to be the first and last video, I promise y'all. That's the reality. That's what the Seven of Cups in reverse represents. Being able to really sit in the reality of things. To no longer be in the clouds. I'm tired of being in the clouds. I'll be 37 this year. And I'm just ready for something different. Like, what does love really feel like? What does having a healthy friendship, like, what is that if what I had in the past was not it? You know? What does support, what does that look like? Community now. And especially community that's not made up of people trying to impress each other. What does that mean now? And so with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, my only guess is like, at this point, I'm walking away with what I came with. I'm walking away with what I came with, and I gotta start over. Last year, I would say that I was probably in the Five of Pentacles upright, because last year I was almost in the same space, but I also had a fucked up ceremony. A ceremony that was not consecrated. And so, I was lost in terms of who was going to help me and move these things, and move this forward to fix these things so that I can be in a better place. Today, I now have those things fixed. And I am in a much better place than I was. And now, I'm not really looking for somebody to come save me. I want to believe that I can truly save myself. And I feel like that's what's going to help me move forward, is knowing that I can do this on my own. Now what's wild is the fact that I feel like if the universe is as petty as it's going to be, I'm pretty sure the moment that I get really settled in wanting to just do this shit on my own, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be some crazy ass oh, here's the community. Sweetie, you can keep it. You can keep it. You can keep it. You can keep it. I'll pull another card, because even right now, I just don't want to be in community with people that don't understand me. I don't want to be in a community that wants to dismiss everything and want to turn it back to some type of religious talk. I don't care. I don't want to continue to be in a space where I'm constantly being told, oh, well, yeah, you dealt with it, but that's whatever. It's me, this. Well, I'm not like that. Well, sweetie, everybody else has said that. Everybody else has said exactly what you said. Priests are not counselors. I will give you that. That's one thing that I've learned, especially a lot of them, they don't know. They don't know what it means to provide true therapy. They don't know what it means to provide true counseling. They don't know. The only thing they can do is recite a text. And, I used to think that I was the issue. But no, it was just that If I was the issue, it's because I kept looking in the wrong place. It is because I kept looking in the wrong place. The world in reverse. The world in reverse. Let me clarify that real quick. The lovers in reverse. There's a lot of reversals. Ooh, with the Queen of Swords. Yep, I know. Yeah, I am. Hold on. I gotta, just real quick. I gotta make sure I know what it is that I'm feeling. Yeah, that's what I thought. The world has stopped. And not that, it's just like, I don't know. I don't I don't fuck with people right now. I just don't. I just don't. I just don't. I just I just don't. And I know everybody's not bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know there's not that, but it's just right now I one day, one day, one day. But right now, now. Right now, now. Right now, no. 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 Yeah. But one day, I want to be able to. I want, like, I want to believe that I can find people who I can love and love me back. I guess right now I want to make sure that I'm loving myself the best right now before I call myself want to give out more love in risking you never giving it back, because that's what they say is a true sign of healing, right? When it comes to love, when you're willing to risk it again. I'm not there yet. I can definitely admit that. Not really on the earthly side, and damn side. I don't. Um, but yeah, I think I need to probably do this every day. I think I do. Because this felt good. And because people were pissing me off. So, like I said, sometimes you got to be able to be your own comfort. Because, and sometimes you even have to be the one to validate yourself. You know, we try to talk to people, right? Like they say, you should talk to somebody and this. But then when you talk to somebody, you either getting dismissed, diminished. Motherfuckers act like they can't comprehend what's being said. Told it ain't important. So many things. So yeah, if this is my place of comfort, then this is my place. Whew. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for listening, and I will see y'all later. Peace.